Hello everybody, Preferred Selection here with some Torchlight 2. It's a game that I kind of had not been planning on playing for the channel since it's over 5 years old now, but hey, so is Terraria, so it's kind of perfect for us. I'm specifically going to be playing some modded Torchlight. I'm not going to get into most of the mods I have installed right now at the moment. There's not a ton, there's only 4. But I'm going to talk about one, because you might be noticed there would normally be a character and a pet standing next to me. Right now I have another player, or another person. That is because I am planning on playing Torchlight 2 with a mod called Brothers in Arms. And Brothers in Arms gives you basically an upgraded pet. It gives you a character class as a pet, which allows you to equip items and weapons and all sorts of stuff, which I think is a neat idea. So I haven't played an Ember Mage in a long time, so I'm going to play an Ember Mage. Just random a few times to get a good... Oh, I saw one. Yeah, I kind of like that. That works. Maybe different face. Oh, don't look down. I'm trying to make your face. That one. Oh, she's looking down again. I think I like... Yeah, phase 4 is good. So we'll just go with preferred. I can never remember like how to spell my own name. And then for pet name... so there's a bunch of different pets you can do. Some of them are not actually classes in the game. Like, I don't know like what these mercenaries and things are. If they're like... I think this is like a mod pack, so there's like a bunch of various weird things in here. I've heard that the animations are broken on some of these, so and you can just go with like a straight up regular pet if you want to play traditional. I don't know what happens if you go with a stag if you just don't get the option of doing the things, but I'm gonna go with an engineer. Maybe I'll go with a male engineer. Oh, there's only one appearance option. I don't like the look of that guy. He looks too old-timey and goofy. So we're going to go with a lady because she looks a lot less goofy. And we are going to name her Selection because we're going to be preferred Selection. And I think this will be neat because we'll get an opportunity. I feel like this is going to be kind of a... I've never played on Veteran before, but we're going to be so strong that I'm going to play on Veteran. And if I die a bunch, I die. But yeah, Veteran, I think it's time to take the plunge. I've got a decent amount of Torchlight experience, and I think this mod will make the game a little bit easier. We don't need the intro. Getting a pet. I mean, the pets are already really strong, so maybe I'm overestimating things. But Torchlight's not exactly a hard game, so I think we'll be fine. So you can see here if I go to my pet panel, this is like a full. This looks like a class panel. Let me go ahead right away and give this person 5 strength. It's kind of odd. They get like a level up right away, which I don't know. I don't know what the deal with that is. Like normally you would have Flame Hammer already bought on their class, but they don't start with it. I'm gonna start them off with just rank and heavy lifting and see how that goes. But one of the cool things that I noticed when I was testing out these mods to make sure they work, and I played to about level 4, and it looks like you can infinitely respec these guys. Like, if I exit out of the screen, if I gain like 3 levels, I should still be able to move around points over here, which is part of the reason why I picked Engineer, because I could say... In fact, let's do that right now. Let's take a rank and heal bot to start out with, and set our person to offensive, to be aggressive, which should cause them to use their mana in pretty much any situation. And let's see if they actually summon a heal bot when we go and start fighting. And if they don't summon a heal bot, then we should be able to move around that point. We're going to be pretty weak until we get until we get our next level of spell. It's kind of nice that these enemies are actually like hitting for a little bit, and taking a little bit to kill. Like, they're not really taking a little bit to kill, but they are. Yeah, she did. She summoned a heal bot. Okay, that's awesome. So that's really neat that she. Pardon the cough. All right, she's on top of her stuff. She's got a heal bot out for us. All right, I'm really glad I went with Engineer. In my test, I had gone with Berserker, and I kind of planned on Berserker, thinking that that would be a good choice. But if it's actually going to put out a heal bot, that seems like a good indicator that we should be playing with an Engineer. Because an Engineer is a perfect class to complement this one. It's a good tanky class. And I'm sorry if I haven't like explained what Torchlight II is yet. Like if you've just missed out on this game, the short version is it's like Diablo 2 or Diablo 3. And if you've not played Diablo, if you've not heard of Diablo or have any idea what it's about, it looks like what you're seeing right now. And Torchlight looks like what you're seeing right now because this is Torchlight. You run around, you get items, you shoot things. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those games. It's an ARPG, and I feel like ARPGs really, there's not much to explain about the hacking and slashing. You have these skill trees. There's no real benefit to going necessarily all on one skill tree. In fact, a lot of abilities are kind of redundant, so you almost want to pick and choose a little. Unfortunately, we started out with a level of a pretty bad spell. You always start with this. We're going to go Prismatic Bolt because it's much better. Prismatic Bolt is damage of every single type, and it's got a chance to do 4 different status debuffs. 4 different status effects, rather. Some of them are dots, some of them are debuffs. All the elements work a little differently. So I think if I'm a mage, I suppose I just want to put into focus for myself right now. And then for her, we're just going to keep going strength because I just want her to do damage. And she'll probably be two-handed. I think she'll be two-handed for a while. So I'll just go with heavy lifting. Well, eventually we'll want to get her heal bot up to level 5 so it can replenish my mana. But it's not an issue at the moment. I'm going to have to remember to heal her up, to like level her and stuff because I will forget. I noticed that she just like recast her heal bot when it was maybe not necessary, but I'm okay with that. You know, whatever she needs to do. You're already seeing how much better Prismatic Bolt is compared to what we had. So pet tags are going to be useless to us. We can still take them on a like here if I just wanted to take something that was worth money instead of... I noticed it's showing what our NPC has equipped instead of us. That's a little weird. Yeah, I could take that varmint tag just for money, but we cannot put it anywhere, so... Yeah, why not? Oh, another mod I have installed. Good time to talk about it. I have a mod that allows me to have my armor separated out. So I have weapon tab, armor tab, and a socket tab. Not really a big deal. It's a little bit more inventory space. I grabbed it because it had high reviews and hey, inventory, why not? Seems reasonable. So yay, now our pet has a little bit of armor. And right now I feel like our pet would probably be a little stronger if they just had like a tag because right now they just have nothing. But obviously when we get later in the game, being able to give them, even if we're just like taking off our old armor and giving it to them, they'll be in such better stuff than if we just like had a pet. I mean, some of the pet tags are really good. Like some of them are insanely good. But in fact, I think that the pet tags are kind of amazing in terms of what they do, because the developers, I think the developers intended pets to be about strong enough that you could play through the game with just you and a pet, and it'd be kind of like you were doing a two-person thing. But considering that you can enchant your armor and you can put sockets into it, like, armor has to be better than pet tags. I've not really done the math on it, but I have to assume. We don't really need to poke around over here. I mean, I'm not... Yeah, there's nothing over there. I should not be full clearing this map. This is a map I should just be kind of running through. But, whatever. That's what my normal attack looks like. If I'm not actually using my magic. I mostly want to be using Prismatic Strands because I've got the mana for it. But there's nothing wrong with throwing a few fireballs. Oh, I didn't get that chest up there. Yeah, pretty soon, once we get Prismatic Strands up a little bit, that's going to start doing at least one of these status effects or dots or whatever you want to call them regularly. Like, we're going to... Man, leveling fast. So, in a normal two-person game, although, to be fair, this is not as good as a second person, because in a second person, you have that second person, but you also have two pets, because you have their pet, your pet. So this is nowhere near as strong as two people would be. But it's pretty powerful. Pretty sure we just want to keep going focus. I don't really see the need to... I'm sure it's not actually how you want to build this. Like, let's check Prismatic Strands. Is it... I don't think it scales with, like, your weapon damage or anything, so I'm pretty sure we just want to keep going strands. And for her... I mean, we are in veteran, so maybe I up her vitality a little bit. And then here's what I mean about how... So it looks like you can take points out. Like, so if I wanted to just do 3 points in Bulwark, all of a sudden I could completely change her build. Can I already get that third rank? That seems too early. If it just lets me get... I'll just rush down Healbot if it'll let me. See how that works. This person might not have to deal with a normal level cap, which would be crazy. We don't want to let that person hit us, because that is a champion. And right over here, we have a locked golden chest. Did that not work? Okay, yes it did. So here's an opportunity to talk about another mod that I've got installed. I have a better golden chest mod installed. And I thought this would be a neat synergy with the mod that allows me to have another class. What this does is it gives me a unique item every time. See, this requires an Outlander, so we kind of missed out on this one. This is not going to do anything for us because we do not have an Outlander. But we get a unique from every golden chest, just added to the loot pool, which I think is, I think it's a good idea. I mean, it might be a little bit overkill. It's a little much compared to what I would maybe expect from a mod that buffed golden chests. But normally golden chests are going to be pretty hard to come by. They're going to be something where maybe we see a bitter sprite and maybe we don't. You know, I'm not going to be I mean, I might be hunting down bitter sprites, but for the most part, I'm not going to be full clearing maps. Not going to be finding every single golden chest. So I don't know how much that mod will actually affect our game, But one of the really nice things about this mod with our particular loadout is that we're gonna have two classes. So when we get something that says required class Outlander or required class, you know, we've got two chances to hit instead of the normal one. So now that we're here, let's go ahead and make sure this person is wearing. I'm not going to manage their inventory a ton. I'm not going to worry about them having like the perfect everything, because they're kind of an afterthought, to be honest. That hammer is definitely better than their wrench. Oh, we have a socket already. Oh, that's a nice little socket. A little bit of poison damage. Sure thing. Chaos Ember Spec. That's a really nice socketable to have this early. I'm not too precious about selling things, as you'll notice. So 163 gold. That might seem like we won out from getting that better chest pool, but we actually lost money there because that scroll we used to identify that item costs 200 gold. So, I mean, it was totally fine. It was a reasonable thing to do. I think I want to do... Do I want to do wands for a while? I know there's a correct way to go for prismatic, and I can't remember if it's wand or staves, but I'll go staves. Just because I think they look nicer. I'll probably change this up in between as I think about, you know, as I think about things. I might change up my loadout later, but this is fine for now. So far, the game doesn't necessarily feel too much harder on veteran. I feel like the mods, having the extra character so far just feels cool. It felt a little bit too powerful on normal, because I was doing a little bit of testing on normal, and it felt like a lot. Maybe we'll go wands at some point. So I do like shooting things. Yeah, they've already got their heal bot out, which I like to see. Yeah, if I go wands, I can stand further back, which is nice. I don't think I want to be in the fray. There's that golden chest. So we see the golden chest. We just need to find the bitter sprite now. Well, the nice thing with this, yeah, if we go wands, we can keep stuff off of us, which could be handy. All right, let's back up. Pull a little bit more aggro than we should have. Although we're gonna level soon, so just kind of hang out in here, kill things. Come on, pick up the item. Oh yeah, there's that level. So I guess it didn't happen in that, you know, I thought we were going to level in that big fight. Not quite get there, so I'm glad I didn't just rush in and get too careless. Hmm. Oh, there's that bitter sprite. There it is. Oh my god. So as soon as I'm saying, oh, finding golden keys is going to be hard to do. Of course, we're still early, so it's not too hard yet. It will eventually become kind of a challenge. Or maybe challenge is the wrong word, but it'll happen less on its own the more we play and get to the point where the map's just too big for me to want to run around it a bunch. also going to set my... I keep wanting to call this my pet. Let's set my other person to defensive, just so they stay a little bit closer to me, because I want their little buddy to be closer to me. So I want to level... I'm going to keep leveling my focus. It's fine for now. I can mix it up later. And then for my pet... go strength. Then skills. It looks like the way this was implemented, I could just immediately go to like a great heal bot. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna get a level 5 heal bot at level 5. That sounds amazing. That's silly. That is way too good. Yeah, like, see, this is capping me. Like, it's telling me that I need to hit a level cap to get the next version of Prismatic Bolt, which is fair. Alright, I think we did all the things. I think we did all the leveling stuff. Oh, but I wanted to check out that mace, and I wanted to see what the deal with that was. We'll check that out in a second. So, I think I talked about 3 of the mods we installed. I've talked about the inventory, I've talked about better chests, I've talked about the buddy we have. Alright. Lich time. Yeah, we do not have enough mana. I do not feel too bad about going focus. Ooh, okay. Well, that's... okay. Lich down. I'm liking Veteran. This seems like an appropriate level of... like, I'm actually kind of, like, staying back a little bit. Seems good. Okay, I think we got a good spot to actually check out that mace. We're gonna need to buy some Identify Scrolls, so that's gonna be a little bit of a pain, but... Fist of Fear. It doesn't require any specific class, but I mean, obviously we're going to give it to our other person. Level 9 or Strength 41. Can we get... And here's the thing about our pet buddy, or our person. We can respec them, so we can start heading to Strength 41, and then they'll be able to wear this soon. Do we have anything... I don't need to give them a cannon. I don't want them to be arranged at the moment. Better... Ooh, that's a really good helmet. So they get... I'm going to try not to mess around with, like, changing out their inventory all the time. I don't think they need that. I don't think I need it. Okay. Yeah, we're going to go a little light on the inventory stuff. Actually, you know what? This is a poisonous area, so let's go ahead. Put that in our amulet. Oh my gosh, lots of things. Now you see we're out of Identify Scrolls, so we can't identify these rings. We'll just have to wait for the appropriate level. This is actually scary on Veteran, and I'm really glad I had heal on 1, because I just looked. I normally would move around my spells a little bit. That beat me up pretty bad, and of course my person, not being super smart, does not have their heal bot out right now. Why is your heal bot not out? Summon your heal bot, please. Maybe I have to keep them on offensive for them to cast spells. Okay, that's a little counterintuitive, but... I mean, I did even mention it early in the video. I was like, I should have them on offensive so they cast spells. Okay. So, yeah, normally I would start putting, like, my spells here. Not that I'm ever going to use this. I'm never going to use this Fireball one. So this one does go off weapon DPS, so I guess that's one where you'd want to think about what your weapons are. But I don't think Bolts does. I'll look into it a little bit after the video. And then I have my healing potions attached to H, but I've not gotten in the habit of actually doing that yet. This video's gone on a little longer than I intended to, but I will talk about the last mod that I've got installed. I haven't been saving like the biggest one for last or anything. I just saw a mod that looked kind of neat. That allows you to take four low-level embers of any kind and create a better ember out of them. So you could take, I believe, 4 Ice Ember specs will always get you an Ice Ember chip. 4 low-level skulls will always get you a higher-level skull. I don't know how often I have 4 skulls that really do that with, but it's a neat idea, I suppose. Yeah, now they have their heal bot out, which I feel good about. Alright, this chest I think is where we'll end the video. This is going to be a slightly problematic for us at this level. Or not. That's the difference between having that heal bot out. Ghastly shoulder. Say that's our first shoulder item. That's a pretty good first shoulder. Is there anything I can give to my buddy? Bunch of unidentified stuff. He's not wearing a shirt yet, so here, have a shirt. Actually, have my shirt, because, yeah. So it might get a little bit cumbersome, like, as we figure out, you know, how we want to balance out some of this stuff, but and making sure that we're not looking over here, looking through armor and spending forever equipping these guys too often. But this is kind of like the way I see this going. We're just gonna have a casual little Torchlight playthrough where I try a difficulty I've never tried before, and I've got some mods in there, so it'll make it a little bit, you know, if you've watched other Torchlight LPs and want to see the Brothers in Arms mod or the other 3 mods I've installed, I'm sorry I don't remember their names off the moment, you know, hang out with us. Feel free to just stick around and watch more. See you guys next time.